Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe, and this is going to be another video about something that's recently occurred in the trading community. And this all started yesterday. I had a comment on my Steam profile asking me to add them, as they had just supposedly unboxed a 3,400 key unusual. This unusual was the Burning Flames Brotherhood of Arms. Now, to put this into perspective, 3,400 keys is around the equivalent of $7,000. Like, that's a full year's worth of rent, or like, you could buy a car with that, you could buy like the sickest gaming computer. That's so much money, so for this to be unboxed is pretty fucking huge. So I was actually not home when he commented this, but I accepted his friend request on my phone and I said I'd talk to him as soon as I get back. When I get back home, I also have messages from someone else, who tells me there seems to be a Burning Flames Brotherhood of Arms that has potentially been scammed. This was very peculiar, and it could have just been pure coincidence, but this Burning Flames Brotherhood of Arms and the person that added me, it was a one-person history, meaning that backpack.tf showed no record of anyone else ever owning it. So I kind of overlooked it, and then I started to go a bit deeper. Me and, I'm sure this person won't mind me mentioning their name, but me and Vergo were doing a bit of investigating whilst I was simultaneously talking to the unboxer of the Brotherhood of Arms. Or so it seemed. There was various signs that suggested that the current owner of the Brotherhood of Arms actually scammed it, and this seemed a bit peculiar considering he was the only person in the history. But we decided to do a lot of research, and the full forum post on the backpack.tf website can be found in the description below, which pretty much details how the events unfolded and how we came to the conclusion that this unusual was indeed scammed, and it was actually me who found out. So the person who added me on Steam, who supposedly unboxed this Burning Brotherhood of Arms, told me that they had an Orbiting Planets killer exclusive. They sold the killer exclusive for around, I don't know, I think it was like around 30 keys in pure, and gave away all the keys to their friends, leaving them with just one key. They unboxed this key and received the Burning Flames Brotherhood of Arms. Pretty lucky, right? So that could have just been extremely convenient. But there was a few things that just didn't add up. For example, the person actually made a scrap.tf raffle, which is very odd, but it says he bought a Burning Flames Brotherhood of Arms for 100 keys, and he told me that the reason he did this was so people didn't add him because he unboxed an unusual. But I mean, that just seems a bit pointless, labelling yourself openly as a scammer or a sharker just to avoid people adding you. So this person who added me for trading help was asking me for help on an unusual that it turned out to be scammed. But I suppose from my perspective, where I've always said if anyone ever unboxes an unusual to approach me for help, that it would be a bit stupid to add someone who's made various videos about scammed unusuals and ask them for help on selling it. I mean, that just seems so illogical, so that kind of seeded some doubt in my mind that someone would ask me for help selling a scammed unusual. So I was talking to this person for a while, and as I said, the backpack.tf forum post can be found below. Here the scammer actually posted fake screenshots of him supposedly selling his killer exclusive and his trade window to avoid the fact that apparently he didn't ever trade for the Brotherhood of Arms. A lot of doubts were made by people saying it should be untradeable if you unboxed it. Various other logical reasons that just suggested that something was not quite right here. So, in the chat log with the scammer, I started telling him that, look, I don't think something's right here, I feel like you've scammed it, and he kept denying it to me. He was lying straight to my face. And then he started asking me things such as, hypothetically, if he did scam it, what would happen? And once again, all these screenshots will be found below. I'll put some on the screen now. But he started asking me what would happen if he did scam it. And of course, I told him. And he just started leaning more and more towards the fact that he could potentially be the scammer, until finally he just admitted it to me straight up, and then just said, you know, I did scam, but he was happy. He was happy with the hat that he got. He then started to play the victim card and said he just wanted to be left alone. If you want to be left alone, why would you publicly advertise that you successfully scammed a Burning Brotherhood of Arms on scrap.tf for everyone to see? Let alone, why would you just scam an unusual in the first place? That's obviously going to draw negative attention to you, whether that be from me or anyone on backpack.tf or any sort of forum that discusses this. The one thing that hits me the most is the fact he added me on Steam for help. He's clearly fairly new to trading himself. He doesn't have a huge amount of knowledge and sharks this poor kid of a 3,400 key unusual. And instead of telling me the whole situation straight away, he lied to me. He told me that he unboxed this unusual, making him extremely vulnerable to scam attempts, meaning he needed my help. I gave this person several trading tips, and I'm severely regretful of that, because at the time I did not know that he scammed. Now, I held off from making this video for a bit because he said he may give it back to the person. The TF2 Outpost moderator who actually commented on the post said, you will be unbanned, I believe, if you give it back, and if you genuinely are sorry and you genuinely do feel bad, then you will give it back. But I checked today. Obviously I was a bit hesitant on making this video because if he gave the unusual back, everything would have been completely redundant. He would have realised that he was wrong and rectified this. But that's just not the case. He sold it for about 1,400 keys in unusuals, which is 2,000 keys below its backpack.tf price. And I'm so disgusted with this because not only could he have got so much more, but I've advised him so much about what to do. I told him that he should give it back if he has any sort of morals, and he just goes and sells it for like 1,400 keys. I'm disappointed in the buyer of the unusual, and I'm so disappointed in the scammer. If you do end up watching this, you're just a scumbag, okay? You scam some poor kid, and instead of giving it back to him after being outed publicly for doing this, you just trade it for 2,000 keys less than it's worth. So I hope it was worth it. You're banned on every single trading site now, and the chances are you're going to have huge difficulty trading, so best of luck to you, dude. But I just thought I'd cover this in a video because I've made videos about scammed unusuals before, and I just needed to get this whole scenario off my chest. So once again, all the events that gradually unfolded will be found on backpack.tf, so if you are intrigued, do go and read those down below. I just wanted to make this video, so thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.